What's up, everybody? Welcome to DA. What y'all been up to? Right
George, when
now,
you took the first picture of you right off the bat, did you do like photoshopping there? Because you look skinny.
no, actually, it wasn't photoshopped. Sorry,
Lying motherfucker.
was not photoshopped. In fact,
Lie.
it was only taken 3 months ago.
Did you breathe before or after that? Because you sure the hell wasn't breathing during that.
Well, Bryce took the picture, so guess what? It worked out pretty damn well.
Yeah, you went, oh, make it quick.
You funny. Well, as Adams, you know, we're hoping for that Avalanche Lightning deal, but it looks like the Avalanche may be on get a small break while waiting for Tampa Bay to turn around and get the
Which may hurt them. That's I think what's hurt Tampa Bay is they had them 9 days off in between series.
Hey, Colorado's had their own time off, so
Well, if they win tonight, they'll have plenty of time off.
Oh yeah, they'll be hitting the golf course, I'm sure. I'm sure of it. So yeah, we got one series about to close out, and the other one, well,
we don't know yet. It depends on how it goes tonight.
2-1.
Like I said at the beginning of the series, I did not want to play New York to begin with. I wanted to play I thought we'd match up better with Carolina because we haven't beat New York all year until last night. Or yesterday afternoon, I should say. And it's just New York's that team right now that's hot. They were down 3-1 to the Penguins, came back to win. They were down 2-0 to the Hurricanes, came back to win that. This was not the team I wanted to play right now, and they're showing it.
Yeah. Go ahead, Suds. I'm sorry.
They're getting treated like a little bitch.
I mean, they needed what? They were down 2-0, and it took them a goal they tied it, and then it took them a goal with 41 seconds left to get the win. I don't even know if that should have went into overtime or it went up 3-0. I think it's over. I'm still not confident, but we'll see how tomorrow goes. They can't afford to. I said at the beginning of the series that it's going to be the team that wins on the road first that'll win the series. And so far, the home team's won every game.
Well, Tampa Bay's pulled that off already against Toronto, but I mean, if they lollygag it up against Colorado, they're hosed. They're totally hosed.
So it's not very often the team goes back and wins like when you're down that much. It's just hard to do.
It just sucks because, going into this, we had that 18-game winning streak after a loss that got snapped the other night. So it was like everything. It just seems like everything's in New York's favor at the moment. Yeah, we won last night, but New York's still up 2-1. You can't afford to go down 3-1. That's dangerous territory.
What's up, Toner? How the hell are you, sir? Yeah, like I said, I'm hoping for Colorado to seal that deal up tonight. Make sure that they're sitting pretty, and then we'll just wait on. I mean, even if it ends up being Colorado, right now Colorado is just showing we got this.
Mm-hmm.
As long as they keep just showing up to play like they are, they can definitely turn around and take out either squad. I think. I don't think it'll be. I don't think it'll be a sweep, but I mean, damn, they're pulling off some crap that I even sit here and go, okay. Sure.
Well, they're proving that Connor McDavid's human. After all.
So, outside of that, how was your memorial? I know we took a few weeks. We took a couple of weeks off. Bryce has had a lot of baseball, needless to say. And then, of course, the holiday we were definitely going to take off because everybody was like, yeah, we're not doing a show on Memorial Day. I'm fine with that. No problem.
I think you wanted to in a sense, but,
No, I wouldn't have. No, it wouldn't have happened.
I went door dashing. I was out of here.
It wouldn't have happened. I did turn around and meet up with Bruiser that Sunday prior. Got to hang out over at his place, watch the race, watch some of the AEW pay-per-view, which, by the way, Oh, we know why some of these squads are over there, and just the matches were just bad.
Really?
The Hardys versus the Young Bucks was a disaster, and I don't mean it was more of the disaster on the Hardys part either. The Young Bucks royally, you could just see where they missed their spots, and
Mhm.
we were just like, "Wow, what's going on?" I mean, when
It-
the first good match is actually a 6-person intergender match, you know there's a problem.
Yeah.
You know
I,
there's a big problem.
Yeah. That.
so many things have gone wrong this year. The basketball. This has probably been the worst playoffs I've seen in 20 years. This is ungodly awful. No
Yeah,
team.
they're 1-1 right now, correct?
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah,
I saw that. They were only 1-1.
but there's like been only one game in the last two rounds that with have been within 5 points in the fourth quarter. It's been
All them blow up.
blowouts every single game, including the last two games for the Warriors. I mean, it's been embarrassing. They they won last night by 15, 20 points. They lost by 15, 20 points. Then they will go back to the following round. Neither teams had any games that were close. Besides, like one, Boston had one game that was close. It's just been bad all the way around.
I was going to say,
No,
Dan Frost has been just kicking and screaming about how bad the Celtics have been playing. And I mean,
always in the third quarter too. If you notice, he's always saying they lay down in the third quarter.
yeah,
I don't that this is not true for Boston. You can go back the last several years with the Warriors. They treat every single team like they're little bitches in the third quarter. They run up they either come back or they're running up the score in the third quarter.
Well,
There's something about the Warriors that they crush it in the third quarter.
well, it wasn't just against the Warriors. He said they've been doing it all playoffs long. Like they just somehow come out and they lay flat in the third quarter, and then they got to fucking fight tooth and nail to get back in it in the fourth for the Celtics.
yeah.
It's been every other quarter for them, to be honest with you. I watched it. It's been every other quarter. They'll be doing well in the first quarter, lay an egg in the second, do well in the third, or do well in the fourth, and it all comes down to what happens in the fourth quarter for them.
No consistency.
There's no consistency in the playoffs, period, this year. None of them. The Warriors got blew out by like 30 something points in one game. The series. I mean, it was
Phoenix
horrible.
wasn't doing much better. I mean, even as a number 1 seed, they didn't come out strong either.
They got beat. That should tell you something against a not good team who didn't even stand a chance against the Warriors. Their big problem right now is oh man, I mentioned that. Their big problem right now is their center. The center wants a new contract. The center wants to be a max player. He's not that dude, and he wants this huge ass contract. And I don't know if Phoenix is willing to pay it to him. These guys are wanting an ungodly amount of money. I mean, we're talking like 4 years, $140 million, shit like that. And look, Harden wants a max deal, a $200 and something million deal for a guy who made like no points in the third and fourth quarter of the last playoff game he was in. I mean, he's looking, and everybody's saying he's going to get a max deal. That is ungodly wrong. There's something they got to do. Oh, by the way, they're also Adam Silver is also threatening. I don't know if you want to call it threat or not. He's looking into shortening the NBA season.
Yeah, I know there's been a lot of bitching about that. Like Richard Jefferson went off on a tirade about that.
Well, you know why? Because he's a player and he wants the players to get paid. And if they shorten the season, they shorten the money. They lower the money they have to pay these guys, and all these ESPN and all them need to get away from having these players on the radio, on the TV and stuff, because all they're doing is give them a slap and tickle to these NBA players, saying how great they are and they should get all this money. When the fact of the matter is they are highly overpaid, extremely overpaid.
Well, I just heard over the weekend that LeBron James is NBA's first billionaire.
Billionaire.
Yep. I caught that and I was just like, wow. I'm like, that is unreal.
Well, and then
price of inflation.
Not to take away from that, but he just had his first homicide at that school in Akron too.
Yeah,
I don't know if you saw that. A 17-year-old kid was beaten on the basketball courts there or something and passed away at that I Promise schools or whatever.
Yeah, I don't know what it is about. I know that we've had a lot of shootings since our last broadcast, which I mean is just you can just see the copycat stuff coming, and it's not going to go over well either. And this is just really stupid.
Xavier,
and
put Chewy back in it. Put Chewy in his cage.
Like, come on. I mean, for as much here, I mean, it is a serious, you can't get in the doors of the schools around here. They are on serious, like, double door lock setups and everything. And you're just like, okay, hang on a sec. Somebody posted it on Facebook yesterday that one of the schools, and it had a whole sign, and it said that their staff are armed and will protect their students at all costs.
I've seen the signs on the.
And I was just like, "Oh, that's interesting." I said, "Yeah, very interesting." I said that the fact that okay. I mean, we have police officers in each of the buildings over here, and it's just like, okay.
The resource officer?
Good luck,
Yeah. In 1980 something, I can't tell you, it was the early 80s, was a big push in the United States government across the board for almost every single state to revamp, let's call it revamp. What it really was they didn't want to spend the money anymore. They didn't want to invest in the employees and the hospitals and things like that. They began to close psychiatric hospitals, state-run psychiatric hospitals. As a result, the insurance companies as well rolled back the money that they're willing to spend on psychiatric help. They made it through to an individual who's an adult doesn't have to can sign himself in and out at will. He can't be held for more than 90 days against his will, or I think it was 30 days, maybe 30 days against his will. The insurance only will pay 3 months of being in a psychiatric hospital. People do not get better that fast. People do not get what they need that fast. And by the way, you only get to go in once.
Well, let me ask you this question. So I know, like, you're big on, certain things, and I know George will probably get, if he doesn't want to talk about it, but I'm going to throw this question out there.
Go for it.
I know there's a lot of arguments on both sides of this. Do you think it's more of a gun problem or more of a mental health problem?
Mental health, 100%. Okay. It is beyond. Let me put it to you this way. Let's take out this year for this aside. The last 15, 20, 30 years, you look back, the greatest mass killings has been 12 men with box cutters taking over planes. manure, fertilizer, and chemicals did the Oklahoma bombing.
Well, I was going to bring up the Olympics.
Yeah, they explode the Utah.
I mean,
they pushed that back. They had a pipe bomb go off at the Olympics in Utah.
Yeah, I mean, it's
people are going to find a way to kill people, especially crazy people.
You know, and at sporting events where there are such large crowds, it's, you know,
the Boston bombing, the Boston bombers, the Boston Marathon, the marathon bomber.
Right now, you've got how many games are going? We've got the big 4 games international right now for the NFL this year. 4 or 5, right? 5?
Mm-hmm.
5.
5.
How tight do you think security is going to be for those games?
It's going to be very tight.
No, it's going to be super damn tight.
Consider how much security they put in to go into a game, and look how little security there are at school. The reasons why there are shootings at schools like this is because these kids are sitting fucking ducks. They're sitting in classrooms with one exit. I was talking to my son today, and he's like, 2 of his classes, there's one exit in his room. So if anybody came in, there's no place for him to go out. In 3 of his other classrooms, there are doors leading outside that he could get out of. And in the last 2 classes, there's a door that leads to another classroom that has a window in it that he could exit out the window.
Well, something that I heard, and think about this. This makes a lot of sense. The way they're teaching the kids for these, you know, in case there is like the drills that they have for the shooters and whatnot, a lot of these kids that end up shooting up the schools know how this training is. So when they go to set up their plan to do this shit, they know exactly how the plan is going to be. So they know how to avoid all the shit that's going to try to stop them from going in and doing what they want to do. So like you said, they're going to find a way to get in there and do it, and they're going to do it. So it's not like you can stop them from any weapons. Like you said, they can find anything. It's a mental thing right now.
Well, they can stop. They can start with installing the metal detectors in the entrances of the doors. They can go to clear backpacks. In every middle school and elementary school, clear backpacks. They already have those. They use them for sporting events now. If you're going to bring a bag in, it has to be clear. The metal detectors can go on every door. It's not that hard to stand a teacher at the door watching the kids come in through it.
Yeah, there's more than that. In a few of the schools around here, it's a double door setup plus the metal detectors, and you have a full-blown security force and police that are at the front of the doors.
They could have a police officer stationed in the parking lot of every elementary school.
They're inside. They're inside. So
I'm just pointing out there's so many things they could do.
Oh yeah.
But you take away the gun from the person going into the school. He starts his car and waits for the buses to come and runs people over in the parking lot. I mean, didn't that happen with Donald Trump with the protest at the very beginning of his? I'm not talking about kids, by the way. I'm talking about adults. Where the person there was a Black Lives Matter protest, and a very expensive car, which I found odd, ran through a crowd and killed at least one person.
I heard that a lot about veterans.
Yeah, I was gonna say, and I had heard that one too, and that
a lot of them said to volunteer.
Yeah, I mean, and it's like, I mean, the scary part is right now it's like, you know, you go anywhere and it's like, oh, we're short staffed. It's like, okay, why are they short staffed? Nobody wants to work. Nobody still wants to freaking work. Sorry, folks, COVID was a while ago. You ain't getting any more free money. Ain't gonna happen.
There's still some people that get on payment. The fucked thing about it is they haven't worked.
That's already getting hit the butt too, because they are making it even more stringent, especially down here. It's gone to a whole other level right now, because they're also talking about doing drug testing for it. It's like, well, there you go.
For all that shit.
Good luck.
My dad was the chief of police. My brother is an NRA member. I don't believe that people should be having their guns taken away by any means, but at the same time, to have a clip that goes into a semi-automatic weapon with a bunt stock, where basically it becomes a fully automatic weapon, and can fire off with the clip. He can fire off 100 rounds. Yeah, no, that doesn't need that. No, I mean there needs to be a slight standard. I don't care what somebody doesn't need a 100-round clip.
Agreed.
You can't tell me a reason why you need a 100-round clip.
Somebody brought up a thing where there was a guy that had done it. It was on social media where he literally went through the process of everything that kid had in the Texas shooting, and this shit was like he went through he priced it out. This was this much. The gun was this much. This round, this clip. I mean, and it was ridiculous. Like, where the hell did this kid get all that money?
Have you looked some of the pictures of this kid as well? Some of his posts. No, take a moment. There's clearly some psychological damage here. No, this kid is elevated. All the buttons were pushed on the elevator.
Well, they said that he was bullied too, correct? I thought I heard that like some of the high school kids were. But my thing is if it's the high school kids messing with you, why would you go to the elementary school?
Why would you kill your grandmother or shoot your grandmother?
Yeah, like I said, they were just
this kid.
Yeah, there are a bunch of different things. The whole thing is that right now
they could have stopped it all. By the way, this kid had every signs of needing help, and we ignored those signs. And again, that goes back to the insurance and getting him psychological help and putting his ass behind a metal door until he was stable enough to come back into society. Fuck the insurance. I work in a place where right now, I work in a place where we get all kinds of kids, and they all have this huge psychological damage and issues going on. And why aren't they in hospitals? Because they were in a hospital. Their insurance, the insurance won't pay for them to be in a hospital anymore. So now you're sitting them in a shelter. They're not getting the psychological help that they need. They're not in a hospital. You think these motherfuckers are going to get better sitting in a shelter with very little assistance? They're not. Then they will become adults. And I got news for you. When those young people, these crazy kids, these ones with mental disorders, they're not going to go out and find somebody normal to have children with. They're going to find someone who is also psychologically damaged. And what happens when two donkeys have a baby? They have a jackass.
I knew he was looking to go.
You knew that was I can already see George.
I was trying to get. Nope, I couldn't. You just when you see the freight train coming, you just can't get in front of it because you
might as well get the fuck off the tracks and let me run somebody else over.
We had 13 shootings over the weekend. And how much of this is getting to be copycat and how soon before it starts hitting the sporting events? Because you know damn well it's going to happen.
It's going to happen in the parking lots of the sporting events.
It's going to happen. It will happen before the end of this year.
I hope you're wrong.
It's going to happen. It's unfortunate. It looks like it's going to happen. I mean, you have so many people that are going, "Oh, copycat." It's going to be. It's scary to say that. It damn well could be. You get the wrong parent pissed off at a kid's baseball game. Guess what? There's a dead umpire coming. It'd be something stupid like that. It totally would be. It totally would be. It's very scary right now. It is super scary. And I'm not going to lie to you. Every event that, even in the bowling alley, I've got my head on a swivel because I'm constantly just watching because you just never freaking know. You just never know.
But the people that are going to do that to bowling alleys, again, they don't need to be in society. They need they're not cracking right now. All of a sudden, boom, I've gone insane. I'm going to go do something. They've already their path is they've been on it for years. They should and they need to be stopped early on and fuck whatever rights you think you have when you're that crazy. You need to be hospitalized and taken care of.
So, like I said, when you've got some copycats like that, and you got
But those copycats are going to be crazy too. They're not sane, dude. You don't go. I'm not going to turn around and go shoot somebody because I saw it on TV. Because we're not crazy. We're not insane. We're not psychopaths. These people were psychopaths. They are crazy. They need help. They should have already received the help, but we refuse to do it because we don't want to pay, because the insurance doesn't want to pay for it. They don't want to put a person in pay for 6 months or a year for in a hospital to keep that person. The politicians, they want these people to vote for them, so they're not going to say, guess what, your ass needs to go in here and we can keep you here for 6 months until you're stable. They won't do it. It's all about the fucking money. You follow the money, you know where it's going. John Engler started it in Michigan back in the 80s, where he closed several state-run mental hospitals and changed several laws in order to stop people from getting the help that they need.
Like I said, right now, when it comes to getting close to the sporting events, it's very scary, but it's just like, man, it's got to come to an abrupt halt pretty fast. Otherwise, we're, like you said, we're also just going to get stupid people out there that are going to think, yeah, it's a free for all, and it shouldn't be.
The one that just happened yesterday, they have one arrest and they're looking for another person. The one that I believe just happened in Massachusetts.
On to our hockey update. Colorado has scored. It is 1-0. Mr. McCarr kicking that one in. First period, for about 5 minutes left in the first. Now, of course, we're, because we're all in playoffs, but it's the big ultimate question is, anybody really care about Major League Baseball right now?
No.
I mean, NASCAR is actually outrating baseball. I believe on this show we called that. I believe we called that before baseball started. We said that even NASCAR could probably pass them. And look what has happened, boys and girls. NASCAR has actually outrated Major League Baseball.
It's not surprising. Not right now in the beginning of June. There's nothing to really root for. You have 100 and something games in this damn season. What's the point of even paying attention for the first half?
No, the baseball season's so bad that damn one coach got fired already.
And if you look at
that was a shocker. I was like, wow, 13 out of 15, you lost. Sorry, you're out. Bye.
Yeah.
Well, what exactly? This is, I don't know how I'm going to say this right without coming across as a complete ass.
I was going to say, come on. Hello.
Only 7%. Less, it's under 10%. I think it's 7% of Major League Baseball is African American. Only 7%. I believe it's actually less than that, but let's go with 7. It's less than 10%. What's that?
For what again?
African Americans.
As far as what?
As players.
In what? In
Major League Baseball. Huh? Yes.
Try again.
What is the number then? Go ahead.
Try again.
Before you correct me, what is the number?
Again. I was going to say.
I said less than 10%.
I'll buy higher.
No, actually, I don't believe so. If you look it up, please look it up.
This is where we need Zolt.
Yes. Because I believe it's less than 10%. I believe it's 7%. I said African Americans. That excludes
Correct.
Cubans.
I know. 42.2%.
Is African Americans?
Correct.
I don't think it is. But I'll go ahead. Never mind.
He's like, I digress.
Yeah, I guess so. I gotta grab my phone.
Now you done pissed him off, George. Way to go. He's gonna double check it now. Look at it. He doesn't believe
they were just whining about it the other day on ESPN.
As a main
George,
team, focusing specifically on baseball players, MLB has a 38% of the league's players are players of color.
I didn't say that. I said African Americans. I specifically said African Americans.
That's the same thing, Genius.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
Cubans are African Americans? Oh, okay.
Players of color. That's the same thing.
No,
Yes,
it's
sir.
not.
Yes, it is.
Cubans are people of color.
Incorrect. Incorrect. That's incorrect.
This was the road this was gonna go down.
That's incorrect. That is incorrect. And the Hispanic rate is 7.2% of Hispanic or Latino ethnicity.
Dominicans probably got to be a high number, right?
$10.26.
I had a feeling it was at least double digits.
Yep. No, I'm not taking Zolt's job, but I definitely was. And like I said, I knew that it was definitely higher.
We're in Zolt tonight, damn it.
Mr. Zolt is on a hiatus.
Figures. I wear the name hockey jersey and he doesn't show up.
No, he had even told me a while ago that he would have to miss some time. So hopefully everything is well, and Mary is also doing well too in recovering. So she was out. So he has to take care of little man and helping up and around the house. So
he could do all that and still do the show. He's that talented.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Sure.
I tried.
Yeah. Oh man. So
I don't know. I know you guys don't really watch it or whatever.
Busted. Oh, whatever.
But the bad thing about it is he can still get in if he really wanted to.
I know. I was just gonna say he can log in.
And I don't know. I know you guys really don't. I don't really. Baseball is not really a topic of discussion a lot of times on the show. I haven't looked into it yet, but I want to know what the hell happened in the Michigan game today, because there's a lot of people saying Michigan got screwed in that game. Because I guess they reviewed a play, and the player was blatantly out, but they called him safe. There's a lot of people bitching about that. And I'm talking about like just national pundits, like, you know, not just Michigan fans, like just put that out there.
And I was going to say, because the headline says that Michigan baseball blows the late lead falling to Louisville.
According to the New York Times,
too good looking.
George, according to the New York Times, while almost 30% of Major League Baseball players in 2021 were Latino who can be of any race, only 7% were African Americans. As a result, the sport seems to be disconnected from Black American audience that into the last decade. This is October 25th, 2021. This comes also from Professional Baseball League demographics, Zippa.com. The most common ethnicity among professional baseball players is white, which make up 78% of all professional baseball players. Comparatively, there are 7.2 of the Hispanic or Latino and 6.8 of Black or African Americans.
Hey. Yeah, no problem, Aaron. And Suds.
Surprise,
Hi, Bruiser.
motherfuckers!
Suds.
Morning. Afternoon, excuse me.
It's evening, but that's fine.
Straight from work.
Yeah. Now that I get to go back after the Black Death of the last week. That was easily. George, anybody at your house get sick after the party?
No.
Okay.
Nope. We're all good.
It's just me then.
Well, you keep drinking that lake water, man. I'm telling you.
Dude,
It'll get ya.
I knew Sunday I'm gonna have an ear infection because I got water in my ear real bad from throwing the kids around. And I knew it. And it started Monday. And I did the whole peroxide on the Q-tip and putting it in the ear because that's how you get rid of it before. And then it got worse. And then Wednesday, the fever hit. It was like 102. And then it didn't drop below that till Friday evening finally.
It is suicide.
Holy shit.
Yeah, it was.
Did you get COVID tested?
Yeah, and I wanted to punch the lady twice.
Too far.
No, so I knew it wasn't COVID because I had none of the respiratory issues.
It did actually.
I had
not necessarily. The temperature alone could make it COVID.
But I had I'm not boosted, but I got the double. I got vaccinated 2 shots. I'm not worried about it. No loss of smell, taste, none of that. It was just the fever, and I had the sore throat and the swollen glands. I'm like, it's strep. It's got to be strep. That's the only thing that produces it like that. I finally get into the doctor's and his nurse practitioner on Friday morning, and she's like, "Well, we're doing our treatments outside, so you're gonna have to go back to your car." I'm like, "But there's no sign posted at all, and there's a waiting room full of people." So they're letting a waiting room full of people come in, and then they're sending them out to their cars individually.
No, it's not making any sense. The way they're doing anything.
I was so pissed. So she's like, "We're gonna COVID test you." I said, "It's not COVID, but okay." So they did 2 of the rapid tests, both negative. I'm like, "Can we strep test me now, please?" And they put the swab in. She doesn't even get the thing completely out of my mouth, and it's already purple. I'm like,
damn.
So it was between Friday and Sunday, I had to take 80 milligrams of prednisone, and then I'm on a 10-day treatment of amoxicillin.
Ooh.
And I still, I had a pizza Lunchable, a taco, and a cheeseburger today to eat. Like, I have no appetite whatsoever. None. And
do they give you like that little packet of pills where it's like 6 the one day, then 5, like, and they narrow it like breakfast, lunch, and dinner type? Yeah, Z-Pack, that's it.
No, it's every 12 hours I got to take one of the amoxicillins, and when I had the prednisone, I had to take 2 Friday, 1 Saturday, 1 Sunday.
Okay.
But that was, I mean, between Wednesday afternoon and Friday, I think I was awake for all of 6 hours.
Cool.
Your body needed it.
Now, clearly you had strep throat. I'm not denying any of that whatsoever. But 17 members of my family got COVID, and not one of us motherfuckers had the same symptoms.
It's so random, the symptoms of it. And, like, I understand, yeah, it could have been COVID, but from where the pain was and what was...
Oh, it's clear that you had strep throat. I mean, there's no doubt about that.
Yeah.
It's just... You did the symptoms and like, well, that's what my son had, and then I'm like, and that's not what I had, but that's my literally the fucking dog got it. Okay, when I tell you I've seen every symptom,
I don't even want to know how that happened.
There's bovine.
it's fucking easy because I sit at the chair while I'm eating and he gets up into my face like this, and because he wants the fucking food. So yeah, I breathed on his ass when I had COVID. So he got into he shit all over the goddamn cage. I mean, it was bad. I mean, he was sick for like 3 days, and he got over it.
That's one of them ones where it's like when the baby shit up the back, you just throw the whole baby away. You throw the whole dog away too.
Oh man,
It was bad, dude. He couldn't get his ass out of the cage far enough. That shit was all over the bars.
Madison did that at the rainforest when she was a little under 1. We went to the rainforest, and we're walking. All of a sudden, I just feel wet.
Oh,
fuck! Because I got her in the papoose right here, right, and it went up her back, up my shirt. I mean, all over. Had to spend $25.
Nothing held that back, huh?
No, there was Hoover Dam couldn't have held that back. It was bad. We were bathing her in the restroom sink because that's the only thing we could do.
Yeah, that's brutal.
And then the awkward moment where somebody walks into the bathroom, they see the whole thing.
You take the kid, and you hold them inside the toilet, and then you flush, and the water and everything sprays them all off for you, and all the shit goes down as you think. It just keeps on refilling. You just keep on hitting the button. You just hold them there.
Well, it's a little cold for that, but
listen. When desperate times comes from desperate measures.
Well, we had her.
You look at the kids and don't do this again.
We wiped her down, and then we had her in the.
Where's Burridge? I don't see Burridge.
I think he thinks I'm Burridge.
No, Burridge says he's watching.
Oh.
But we wiped her down, and then we sat there and like had her in the sink, and one of the host attendants, like the little old church ladies that they pay to watch their front door, walked into the bathroom and saw us. She's like, "Oh, somebody must have had an accident." I was like, "Yeah, you can say that."
End of the first period. Avalanche are up 1-0.
Storm 1.
After it's the first intermission. So
is it a Stanley Cup?
No.
Conference.
Well, if the Avalanche win tonight, they'll be the first team to make it into the finals.
Correct.
Because Avalanche and Oilers.
Yep.
And Lightning and who?
Rangers.
Which is why Adam's got his tag there. Corey, how the hell are you? He finally hit his Tori Wilson big bitch. Nice.
Go Rangers.
Oh, them's fighting words.
The only reason you think that is because they beat the Penguins. That's why.
Yes.
That's the only reason. If you're gonna lose, you want to lose to the team that eventually wins it all.
Go Rangers. There's no reason they should have lost that series to them. The Penguins.
No, they were up 3-1.
Yes, that it shouldn't have gone to Game 7, and it did. And I don't know if it's dumb luck that the Rangers keep winning Game 7s, or it's talent, or both. But if
they're the hottest team I know.
Hey, if they win the Stanley Cup, good on them. If you beat Tampa Bay, good on you. Then yeah, go for it.
Most sports is a little mixture of both. A lot of talent, and a lot of luck.
Well,
the thing. Zolt said no. That's what you call it.
Oh,
Zolt. See, Zolt's having fun because he can just drop the bombs on you.
Listen. They weren't making the Stanley Cup this year anyway. If they made it out of the first round, I was happy, and they didn't. So whatever. It's not gonna make or break me. The only thing that pissed me off that popped up on my feed the other day was from when they won the Cup in 2015 over San Jose.
The memory.
Well, Pittsburgh has one of the best organizations in sports.
They do. They need to do something about Crosby because Crosby's not going to be playing much longer.
He should have hung it up 2 years ago.
Probably.
Well, I will say this as a Tampa Bay fan, I'd just like to thank Steve Yzerman for setting up the Tampa the way they are now because the Yzerman plan.
You need.
He's one of the best minds in sports, though.
The,
He really is. Steve Yzerman. He's, what he lagged. He had so much talent, but he was so successful because of his brain, his ability to be smarter than everybody he plays against.
well,
how old is Crosby now, Bruiser?
How old is Crosby?
I bet you he's about 35.
35 or 36.
Oh, shit, he's that old already?
Yeah.
Wow.
He's been in the league for 15, 20 years.
I knew he's been there for a while. I didn't know it was that.
He's 34.
Oh, 08? Well, because 08, 09 was when they lost the cup to Detroit.
He's first overall draft pick in 2005.
07, they lost. 07 was when they lost in Detroit. 08 was when they won it in Detroit. I might have the years. I might have them backwards.
I'm trying to. Oh no, you're right on. You're right on. Nope, you're right
07
on.
they lost in Detroit.
Yep.
In 08 they won it in Detroit.
Yep.
And then I want to say because they didn't lose one to Chicago. I think they lost in the West or in the Eastern Finals the year that Chicago won it. But then they won it. They won back to back in 15 and 16. He's got 4 cups or 3 cups.
Yeah.
Oh, he's one of the top. He's probably one of the top. Probably, I'm definitely gonna say top 10 of all time.
Well, I said this. I wish Lemieux had stepped down because
So he had to.
I know he did, but I had this conversation with a buddy of mine about Lemieux. If Lemieux doesn't get sick and bow out in his peak, I think by the end of his career, Lemieux has better statistics than Gretzky.
Yeah.
Well,
That's just,
that's because, man, I tell you, the biggest mistake Wayne Gretzky ever did was leaving Calgary.
Well,
He should have stuck it around and stayed there. I think he would. I think he'd have been destroying things had he stuck around.
Edmonton?
What's that?
In Edmonton?
Edmonton. I said Calgary, didn't I? My bad. If he sticks around there, he's dominant forever. Nobody touches him.
Maybe, but you got Lemieux had Yager, and the one
people come to him though. The other players would come to him. They would come play with him.
I understand that, but you're building a powerhouse in the West, and you're building a powerhouse in the East. Like there probably would have been a number of Stanley Cup Finals that would have been Edmonton versus Pittsburgh. I think that with the Pens, especially with that 90. George, you still have that page up?
What do you want on it?
Was 92 the first cup or 93 the first one that they won?
For Pittsburgh?
Yes.
Yeah. 90-91 season and 91-92.
So won it back to back.
Yep. Then the 08-09, then the 15.
Yeah.
And 16.
Yeah.
So they got 5.
Yeah, because when they win them back to back.
Almost. The 08-09 one is the solo.
Yeah. Well, they go, but when they go to back-to-back ones. They usually are. But yes, I agree. The players would come to Gretzky in Edmonton.
And they had such a great franchise at that point in time. The draft picks, they drafted so well. They could have kept that. They could have kept it really rolling. And when he left and went, his biggest mistake was ever going to the Kings.
For that amount,
that was a horrible franchise.
But he made him good
because he's the greatest of all time.
He's one of.
But it's a dispute. But he's one of the greatest of all time. Okay, so but he went to a shitty franchise.
Sure, but how many times?
Michael Jordan was the greatest of all time. He went to the Wizards. That doesn't make the Wizards great, and it doesn't make it a good franchise.
The Bulls weren't anything before he got there either.
No. But when he got there,
the Patriots weren't anything before Brady.
Actually, they went to several Super Bowls before Brady.
They
lost. They lost at least two before Brady.
I think it was only one. It was Green Bay.
The Bears.
But that was 85.
I remember they got their ass handed to them in the Super Bowl twice, I believe.
But 85 was the Bears, and then 90.
Hang on, I'm getting there.
He's not as fast as old. Hold on.
96, 97.
I'm number one. I always tell you that.
Where is our stats guy, by the way?
Watching like a little bitch instead of typing and letting us know exactly what.
Wow.
You can type on the screen already.
He'll come in here. He will just come in the green room and kick your ass out. It won't be me. If you disappear, it's not me. Zolt has the access to log in and kick your ass out of here. It won't.
That's okay. I want to watch Street Outlaws anyways. I love that show.
Oh my God. Oh,
it's on too, damn it.
Oh my God.
My son is watching a thing on Star Wars at the moment.
This is the Star Wars? That is the bomb.
He's an encyclopedia.
He's trying to decide if it's worth booting up the computer and not to boot suds. George missing because he's too busy looking for.
Is he just into the movies or is he into the books?
96, the Patriots lost to Green Bay Packers.
And before that, he lost the.
It was 85.
The Bears.
And they never went before that either?
Correct.
Okay.
They did not.
Because I remember watching
96 and then 2001, 2003, 2004, 2007.
I remember watching it and I remember watching it at my grandparents' 60th wedding anniversary, watching them get their ass handed to them.
He's a little young for the books.
Okay, that totally makes sense.
But
I'm not really a book person either, so I'm all in.
But no, he loves the movies. He loves the cartoons. He loves the TV shows.
Has he watched Obi-Wan?
I don't know yet. Maybe.
Oh, you got to turn that shit on for him.
I was gonna say
that is great. He'll love it.
He will sit there and watch YouTube videos for hours of people going over Star Wars lore. Like the shit he knows is just his. Oh,
then the last few what drove him nuts had to have the fact that there wasn't twins. Luke and Leia and Han didn't have twins because in the books he has twins.
I think they did have twins though. If you read some of
the movie.
Movie. Right. But if you read some of the original spoilers, Rey was supposed to be a Solo.
I totally believe that. That makes more sense than how they did it.
Yeah,
that pissed me right off.
Rey was a Solo, and the planet that she was on was a sister planet of Tatooine.
I even mentioned that to George. I thought possibly maybe a child of Obi-Wan
That was
or grandchild of Obi-Wan.
because of the mind, the Jedi mind trick. Yeah.
Yeah, I thought maybe maybe she was either a child of Obi-Wan or the twin. Those were my two guesses, and they freaking make it a child of the Emperor.
They're
A bunch of
gonna.
bullshit. They better redo that old damn thing.
They're talking about it.
Oh.
I think they're going to.
They should. It was horribly done.
I liked the first one. Force Awakens.
Force Awakens.
I like that one.
That was good.
I have gone back
That's nostalgic.
It is. I've gone back and rewatched the second one a couple of times.
Yeah.
And I really appreciate the second one more.
Warning, Suds. Zolt says he's trying to decide.
That's okay. I'm telling you, I can go watch Street Outlaws. I'm okay with it.
So don't do it, Zolt, just because he wants you to.
Right.
You want to talk about really good sequels? Go watch Top Gun Maverick.
Yep.
I'm going to.
It's amazing.
Go.
I know. Listen, dude. I told you I'm still working like 50 hours of freaking work a week at my one job, and then door dashing like 12 hours the other one. I ain't got a whole lot of damn time.
Your ass to a freaking movie.
We went and saw it Memorial Day. We went in the afternoon.
Yeah,
Yeah.
very well written.
You can boot me for this if you want, but I still haven't seen the original.
Wait, what?
What? What?
How
You
is
did.
it?
Wait a second.
Top Gun.
Move the hand away from your mouth and announce that again.
I have not seen the original.
How old are you?
39.
He might have been. He might wait. In his defense, he might have been too young and didn't have an option of going to see it. Because remember, it would have been in movie theaters, not on VHS. Not until he was.
This is all over TNT for the last 10 years.
Well, now he did. Not saying that was a good excuse. When he was young, I could see why he didn't see it. He'd only been like 4 years old.
I saw it when I was younger. Top Gun's one of the greatest movies of all time.
I'm not gonna watch it when it's on. There's a lot of shit out.
Listen, I have the collector's edition.
Adam would have only been 3 years old when it came out.
That's what I said.
I have the collector's edition DVD. I will let you borrow it. You can watch it.
We have a copy of it too. We have a copy of it too. We made sure that Bryce watched the first one so he understood the second one.
Listen, I so sincere after watching Maverick and seeing the amount of care and craft that went into that movie, I really want them to make a Days of Thunder 2.
If they do it right. They
will.
Did you know that the Chinese was so well done, the Maverick was so well done that the Chinese government actually moved a satellite over the area where they were filming to take a look at the plane that Maverick flies? They actually moved a fucking satellite because they were worried that it was actually real.
Yeah.
That tells you how good it was, how well done it was.
It was very well done.
Oh shit, we gotta see this plane.
I would love to see them do a Days of Thunder 2 because, one, I think there's a whole lot of story there to tell. I mean, you got an aging Cole Trickle. You could even recreate the opening scene from the first one where Cole Trickle's on a farm somewhere or doing something and somebody pulls up and he goes, "Nope, don't want nothing to do with race car drivers. Don't want them, don't need them." And you just see somebody walking up and automatically you'd assume that it's like Rowdy Burns' kid or something. But the person walking up is Russ Wheeler's kid. Or Russ Wheeler.
There's many options they could go with for Days of Thunder.
Yeah. Plus the camera work, because of how well it's done in NASCAR today.
Yes.
You wouldn't have all that shakiness that you did in the first one.
No. There'd be plenty of good Steadicam footage.
Yeah, great Steadicam action. Yeah.
And you could really do it well. And honestly, there's a whole generation of 12 to 16-year-old kids that need to learn how to draft.
True.
Do we
Rob
listen? I'm gonna tell you this. Let me get on the soapbox here real quick.
What?
These motherfuckers. Are you kidding me? They barely know how to tie their goddamn shoes. You want them going out on the street at 16 years old drafting each other? Are you fucking kidding me? They will run themselves right into a fucking ditch or into a pole. These kids are idiots.
You missed the whole thing. Have you not seen Days of Thunder?
Yeah, I have.
You remember the drafting scene
Yes.
where he's teaching Nicole Kidman about drafting with the sugar packets on her thigh?
Yeah.
Yeah, you got to teach kids how to draft.
Oh, that draft. Okay.
Yes.
Fair enough. I thought the actual part. No.
That's the second time he's hit you with that, and
nope. I
hit
don't.
you with that in the chat before, and it went.
I don't. I didn't read the dude.
Bravo.
Only so.
Bravo.
Sometimes I miss half the chat.
But twice. You got him twice.
George.
Amazing.
Sometimes I might have gotten it, but I didn't. Sometimes I don't check on the. There might be a day or two goes by where I don't look at that damn thing because Akers fucking starts chatting at like 2 a.m.
I can't listen.
What the fuck are you doing at 2 a.m. to be posting anything?
Thursday night, I woke up at about 2 and could not go back to sleep because I was just sweating through everything. And I'm sitting on my couch trying to eat watermelon because it's slightly food-ish. And I needed sustenance. And I hear my phone, bing, bing, bing. Who the fuck is messaging me at 2 in the goddamn morning?
Akers.
Akers.
And it's Akers. There's nobody else in there. It's just Akers.
He just said he does it all fucking. What motherfucker doesn't sleep? He doesn't. He can't possibly sleep. I wake up to 50 messages from him.
Listen, enough methamphetamine and Bush Light. You can do many things.
It's fucking ridiculous, dude. I get it. It's Saturday. I'm sending out memes left and right, but I'm bored. But at least I'm at work. If my ass was home, I'd have been sleeping. But this motherfucker's at 2 a.m. blowing up my phone. So at some point in time, you just gotta say fuck it.
And he's posting shit we've already talked about like during the day.
That he missed out on. And he's just like he's catching himself up.
Yes. And then I swear to God the other night he had a full on conversation with himself.
He did. You're not lying.
I swear to God, he asked
a
question.
On mute all weekend.
He asked a question and answered his own question.
That's answering the voices in his head.
And then made a statement about the answer of the question.
Wow.
That boy's all kinds of special.
Well, he's the only type to do that. He'll have the opening arguments, the closing arguments, and everything in between, and by himself.
I tell you what, man, there are days. I just want to ask him who dropped him on his head.
Himself.
Yeah,
spent too much time playing around 20 lines.
I love it. I also love when he asks a law question, a criminal justice question. He asks me something, and then he answers it, and he's still wrong. And why the fuck are you asking me? You're going to answer it, then you don't accept the fact that you accept my answer and going with something else. Why? I don't get it because
I like when he asks NASCAR questions, and then I give him the answer, and then he's like, "But no," and I'm like, "But yeah, that's exactly."
At least he hasn't asked anything about Amber Heard and Johnny Depp. I'm okay now.
Don't tempt it.
My bad.
You're gonna put that out there in the universe, and
I tell you, dude, you know how long. I tell you what, I sat there and I went through all that fun. Dude, that's what I like to do. I like to go through cases like that, and I like to. I watch the whole thing. I watch all the. Dude, that bitch that he's got as a lawyer. She's the greatest thing on earth. She that those other lawyers couldn't get a word in edgewise on her. There were so many damn objections. I got so damn bored. I was dying there, dude. It's like objection. I like everything, foundation, blah blah blah. Dude, I almost had to stop at one point, and I love watching all that shit.
Adam, geez.
Hey, times are tough, bro.
So Sean and I have been talking for the last 2 weeks
Yes.
about it, and
Yeah.
we're gonna.
He's not a bastard. He's just a bastard now. He doesn't have the beard anymore.
So he showed me the picture. He's growing chops.
Studs can be your replacement.
No.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was looking at the perfect 10 thing.
Yes.
I missed the whole conversation. I was cracking up.
You're about 5 seconds late.
I'm behind. What did Brewster just say?
But he's growing the chops. He's getting. But I told.
Oh.
I said, so we're gonna do this. I said we're going straight 70s, and he's like, I'm in. So,
All right.
when we cut the promos, it's gonna be the gold chain and the bowling shirt with the chest hair sticking out,
Nice.
and the old Arn Anderson aviators.
Nice.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
You said 70s, right?
Straight, straight.
Hey, there she is. How you doing, Mary? Hope you're doing all right.
Yes, Mary. They definitely got owned.
Georgia Championship Wrestling from 76 and 77.
Got to go Ric Flair though.
No, that's not who we are.
Well, if you're gonna go with who you are, then you got to go with
Arn Anderson.
the Steiner brothers.
That's way later. That's in the 80s.
Later.
What about the Magnum TA with the mustache?
I'm not pretty enough.
What was it the Firebirds or with the
the fabulous Freebirds?
Freebirds? Go with the Freebirds look.
There's a little bit of that in there.
Throw in the wig.
Good.
There's a little bit of Freebirds in there. There's definitely some Arn and Gene and Ole Anderson. There's a little bit of Dick Murdoch and Dusty.
Tell me you watched the Highlander, the '80s Highlander.
I never got.
The movie?
I watched it once and I never got
The original.
Yeah,
the original one.
Yeah, I never.
The opening scene where Ric Flair and the Freebirds were on there at the beginning.
I'm not a big Ric Flair guy.
It was definitely the Freebirds because the one guy, the blonde hair with all the chest hair, was on there.
Michael Hayes.
Michael Hayes. Yeah, he started that. He started the movie at the opening scene of that movie had them in it.
I don't know why, but when I think of you and Sean doing if you had to do I understand it's gonna be cool with you guys. You guys will kill whatever gimmick you do. I don't know why I get a Nasty Boys vibe with you two.
Oh, for sure. So I pitched this idea to him for a T-shirt. And he was all about it. We're gonna put the Bearded Bastards logo on the front, and on the back it's gonna say "Loud and Rowdy" one more time. And then I said we're just gonna get a list of defunct dive bars and shithole strip clubs, and put it on there. That's where we're appearing.
Are these gonna actually be just ones made up, or are you gonna legit?
Yeah, I think we're gonna make them up. Yeah,
Okay.
no, they'll be legit. There's a list. There's
Okay.
a national archive of defunct bars. So we're just gonna go and pick the ones with the best names.
Are you trying to look up to see whether or not I was telling the truth there,
You
George?
are incorrect, sir.
I am not.
Yes, you are. Ric Flair was not.
I went back and said not Ric Flair, the other guy from Freebirds.
Yes, Hayes.
Hayes, yeah.
Hayes.
I bet him, not Ric Flair.
Look,
It's the opening wrestling match.
I'm like, wait a minute.
It's the opening wrestling match right before the Highlander takes his first head, He's at a wrestling match, and they show the guy strutting around like he used to do, and then them in the scene in the garage fighting, and he takes the first set.
Back Alley Sally's, Lorain, Ohio. Yep, there you go.
Well, Sean and Willie had this thing when they would go to a local establishment here in Elyria, that there was like 3 different sections of it, and one of them was Back Alley Sally, which I think was like where the private dances happened. Then there was like Depot Street, was like the stretch where you like the bar was here, and that was like the walkway to get to Back Alley Sally. And then there was like something they were naming them like street names in Elyria and other weird shit. It was fucking hysterical.
That's
and
fine.
Sean knew exactly what was going
at. I'm looking forward to this because there's no pressure. We're just gonna go have fun.
You guys just gonna like do local shit like up here or closer to you or in between? What?
I think from what I understand from him, the current plan is to get in there on Thursdays and try to knock a little bit of rust off and work on a couple things, but then eventually try to do some of the Tuesday shows that they do.
The turmoil.
Yeah, and just get in there a little bit and then branch out just a hair and do some places around. It's this time around is different. It's just fun. Hey, yeah, let's go to Mega, or let's go here and do this for a little bit. It's not about trying to get like a run somewhere, but it's just we're both in our 40s. I just want to go have fun.
I tell you what, I'll give Mega props though. I mean, they had a lot of shows over the weekend in a lot of different places, so they're getting their name out there, and I'm proud of them for it.
That Mega's one of the top promotions in Ohio now, and I'm super proud of the way that Brandon X and Jeff turned that place around.
Yep.
That's funny, Mary. I knew she would be. Yeah, I was going to say, definitely let us know, because it'll be a lot of, like you said, it'll be a lot of fun. And if crap happens for you, hey, cool.
I'll be at one of the shows.
Well, I figured, because Sean wants to get a pair of the American flag trunks like I have.
Oh my God, I've got nightmares.
Can you just at least do us one favor this go around?
The calendar. Oh yeah, no, I'm ordering new trunks. I've already. Sean's ordering a pair of purple ones to match my purple ones. I'm gonna order a new pair that are.
I swear to God, I think that was one of the funny. I think it was that retirement show that you guys did. I think I heard mid-match. Yep, that's out.
Yep. Oh yeah. It never fails. Every bump in that singlet, they plop out every time. I can't tell you. I have landed on my nuts more than I have been kicked or punched in them.
Wow.
It's time for a different pair of shorts.
The lady who made my singlets, I think overestimated my skinniness. And the amount,
or underestimated the other way direction.
No, she. I think, and she also, I think underestimated just how big my sack is. And
after 9, we're good.
I was going to say we are definitely after dark, so we're good. We're clear.
And so when she cut him down to a butcher, the strip is, I mean, it's this. I mean, it's this wide. Like it's barely enough to cut.
You know they make wrestling pants, right?
I don't like wrestling in tights. I don't like wrestling in long tights.
Well, people don't like to see your nuts in the middle of the wrestling ring either, sir. This is an FYI.
They were, so if I wear my trunks, it's fine. It's when I wear the singlets, especially the green ones. After I lost my Speedos, I left them at a show somewhere. I don't know where the fuck I left them. Is when problems began to arise.
Well, start a GoFundMe page.
Yeah, I'm gonna buy a new pair of the trunks that Sean showed me that he's ordering. I think they're like $40 or $50. So I'm gonna order a pair of purple and green. That way we both match. We'll get the the initials embroidered on the side, like
Get the
straight.
2-for-1 special. It carries both of them.
I mean, I think I want to do like BB on the ass of the trunks for bearded bastards, and then just have our initials on the
Big balls.
on the hip. That too. It's so awful.
Big ball warning. Watch out.
Like, I made the joke a long time ago that I was going to go to a plastic surgeon and just have a ball reduction. At least just take some of the skin away, please.
That's what happens when you get over 30, dude.
The vasectomy didn't help matters any either.
That's what she said.
It just hangs. They just hang. They're like earlobes. They don't stop growing.
I keep gauging this.
EA, folks, after dark.
This is not. I can't help. He's going to keep saying shit. I got to keep watching.
This has been a missing link from our show for a while. I'm glad we're back at it.
Oh God!
I think that Zolt, who we lost, and Mary's still with us.
Mary wants to talk more about Johnny Depp and Amber Heard.
I don't want to talk about Johnny Depp and Amber Heard.
No.
Waste of space. They ruled in favor of him for $13 million and Heard for $2 million. Fuck it, you both suck. Shut up.
Is the rumor true? What I heard about the new Captain Jack Sparrow?
What's that?
What?
There's not a new Jackie Cap. There's not a new. There's a movie that is, but it doesn't have Jack in it.
Somebody was telling me that The Rock's supposed to be the new one.
He's going to play a role in the movie as the replacement, but not Jack Sparrow.
He's in the new Pirates, but Disney has already said that they're open to bringing Johnny Depp back as Captain Jack Sparrow.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
That came from a former executive. It's a bullshit comment. He doesn't have anything to do with the movie.
Well, I figured you guys know that, so I figured we can clarify it. So I figured I'd ask.
I'm sure Disney will bring him back. I don't.
Absolutely, especially after the slaughter that his lawyers did against Amber Heard. I mean, it was quite embarrassing for her. And plus, he didn't get $15 million. It got moved down because in that state, the maximum amount of money that you can receive is there's two. Okay, one he can get the $10 million, and the other one he can max out at $300,000. So he only got 10.3. He only got 10.3 million, and she won $2 million from Johnny Depp. So her total bill comes out to about 8.3 million, which she doesn't have.
Oh, she's got it.
No,
she's worth 7 million.
No,
that's her value.
But what she got from Aquaman, she's got the money.
She didn't get no 7 million from Aquaman.
Oh, I'm not. She got enough. I'm sure. What's up, dude?
I think it was kind of unfair to listen. The trial was a shit show from the beginning. Like, that's not.
Yep.
But even if there was, and I believe that there was some domestic abuse on both sides, right? Like, that was a toxic relationship all the way around.
But that wasn't the dispute.
I understand that her dispute was that Johnny hit her.
No. She didn't have a dispute. Her dispute, her lawsuit was that what his lawyer said about her, not about Johnny hitting her at all. This is not about whether the beating. She wrote an op-ed defaming him and causing him financial distress and making up what he said was lies. And then she said he was making up lies. That's what her lawsuit was. It was never about whether or not who hit who or anything like that. It was all about what they wrote about each other and what was said about each other. That's what. The fact is that when she was on the stand, when she did get to talk over objections, because oh my God, she got caught in so many lies, and he didn't. He didn't get caught in any lies, and she got nailed to the wall on at least 3, if not 4 lies, and by doing so, she wasn't believable at that point, which screwed her over.
The Avs and Oilers tied up at 1 apiece with about 7 to go in the second. Getting a little dicey.
She at one point told everybody, well, I use this makeup kit to cover up my bruises. And then the actual company goes out, we didn't make this kit until like a year after you filed the abuse charges. So she just got caught in lie after lie after lie. And didn't go well. And that's a badass bitch she had as a lawyer, boy. She's going to win the people a lot of money. Don't want to go up against her. No.
Well, since I totally missed out yesterday because there was a baseball tournament and was coming back up from Ontario, Ohio, heard I missed a very interesting race where the Bush brothers were trying to squeeze in a win.
It was a good race. It came down to Kyle and Joey.
Crossover.
I accidentally left my roster from last weekend and fared for the first time better than Zolt.
I ended up 1 point behind Akers.
Ooh.
Who won?
I'll get there in a second. No, he's talking about fantasy.
The fantasy?
Give me a second.
Where the hell did my thing go?
I'm right there, George. Hold on. So currently, we have Days of Blunder in first.
Who's that?
Adam. She sits on my
You didn't
pole.
tell by the smirk on his face?
Sun's caught it.
She sits on my pole in second. Jimmy G MVP in third. I'm in fourth, and I am only 40-ish points behind third, so I'm finally making ground back up.
Jimmy G is MVP?
Yep, that's all.
That's a dig at George right there.
Oh, yeah, it was been.
You have to say it right, though. Jimmy G!
Yeah.
So is he going to get traded or not? Or let go?
No.
Why
would he get let go?
We got Akers in fifth.
I'm in the rear.
Sean's in sixth.
How the hell did...
We got Burridge in seventh, and then George in eighth. That's the overall. And then for yesterday, Adam was in first. Akers came in second. I came in third. She sits on my pole. I think that's Zolt. Or that's not Zolt.
No, it's Clint. It's Clint.
That's Clint.
Mm-hmm.
Clint's in fourth. Streaking in my pants in fifth. We got...
Yeah, the streaking in my pants would be this guy. Like I said, dumb luck because I left my roster in from last week. So the Bush brothers, I had them on my roster.
Then we got Burridge in sixth, Zolt in seventh, and then Sean in eighth. I went Ford heavy yesterday.
I don't understand his question.
We're not talking about that right now. I don't.
That discussion has got to have its own ordeal next week, because I have several things that I will almost soapbox myself because I know exactly what is happening, and the NFL knows what's happening, and the NFL's not buying. So,
Like with this net, I'm happy because I've done well I've won I think the last 3 or 4 weeks, but I'm getting nervous because I'm looking at some of the driver totals and I'm like, shit, I only got this guy for this many races left.
Right.
I'm like, oh shit, now I'm like starting to freak out because I ain't gonna have shit the rest of the year.
I looked yesterday and I was looking through stuff and I'm like, oh, I got 9 starts left on Christopher Bell. Let's put him in. He didn't do too bad. I'm like,
who's the worst? Who's the one you use the most? Like, who you have only 3 or 4 or something left of? Anybody?
I have Hamlin at 5.
I have a bunch.
Because I looked at mine and I saw Chastain. I got 4 left with him. I'm like,
Ooh.
yeah.
Ooh. Yeah.
I was off for a while.
Yeah,
So,
Hamlin wouldn't have been in my grouping this past week. And like I said,
so
totally
I have.
forgot about it.
Oh, I'm sorry. I had a bunch left with Almirola. So I've got 4 left with Bell. I've got 4 left with Logano. I've got 6 left with Elliott. I've got 5 left with Blaney. A lot of my big hitters, I still have a number of races left with. But coming up, I think I'm going to run on a stretch where it's going to be a lot of Almirola traditionally runs well at New Hampshire, so I'll start him there. I think Agers is running into that problem. He's going to run out of starts with Kyle Busch here pretty soon.
Yeah.
And
I didn't realize that.
I've got 6 left with MTJ, and I haven't started him in a long time. Because I got
him 4.
I was saving him for a little bit, but they quietly got good again and are pulling top 10s out. So now I'm like, I took Chastain out of my lineup yesterday because I didn't think he was going to do anything. And he ended up with a top 10.
Yeah, I had Briscoe, but he fucked up.
I had Briscoe too.
The thing that got me this week was when you do your matchups. Fuck, I got 1 out of 3 or 2 out of. Okay, no, I got 3 out of 4. The one I didn't get was Hamlin.
Yeah, I didn't get Hamlin. I got Willie B. I got Bell, and I didn't get Reddick.
They give you points for that too, don't they? To help you towards your total.
Yeah, it's up to 40 points. It's been a fun league this year. It's been competitive.
I'm just getting worried because I know, I ain't so worried about the Daytonas and the Talladegas and cause that's just a crapshoot.
Well, this week is Sonoma, right? It's a road course. So I'll throw MTJ in there, but I'll throw Michael McDowell in too because Michael McDowell usually does good at road courses. You got Christopher Bell. I'll throw Austin Cindric in. I'll blow a start on Austin Cindric.
Yeah, I was gonna say Cindric will probably be in. Yeah.
Wow, your mic just got really fucking loud.
My mic did?
No, George's.
Really?
Yeah. All of a sudden, your balls dropped and you got bass.
Oh. Read out while you do.
Kicked his ass.
Well, I just think it's funny that Bolt's not leading anymore, so he's not talking as much shit about the NASCAR stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Right. And he's definitely one. It's it ain't his cup of tea. He knew exactly what he wanted and he got it.
So what's the next 3 races? You got Sonoma, then what?
Oh, hold on. I'll tell you.
I thought you might have already had it up.
I have the schedule right here. I just have to look. It is
Sonoma, Nashville, and Road America.
Yeah.
Ooh, 2 road courses?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, because Road America's 4th of July. So you got Sonoma, and then you got Father's Day weekend in Nashville, and then Road America, Wisconsin.
Well, it says Nashville's on the 26th.
They got the off week for Father's Day. That's right.
Yeah.
They never race on Father's Day.
They used
usually do it Saturday.
Well,
I know. The Michigan race.
The Michigan race used to be Father's Day weekend.
Yep.
I was going to say that. It's like, that's the only one I knew because on Father's Day they'd be racing in Michigan. Huh. So that's not too bad.
No, so they got Sonoma, they got an off weekend, and then it's straight through. There's no more off weekends.
Ruh-roh, Raggy. Oilers scored again. It's 2-1.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
Was it McDavid?
Nope.
Or Draisaitl?
Hyman and Hopkins. 2 minutes left in the second.
It's plenty of time.
That's a lot. Yeah, there's a lot of game left. That's a lot of game. Adam, are you still in Vermilion?
Yeah, we'll be there for about 6 months.
Looky what can come your way tomorrow.
Yeah, those fucking peanut, what was it, the peanut butter and jelly bites or whatever? It's almost like a no-bake cookie. I got one of them. I let one dude try it, and then I went back to get the other ones, and the fucker ate them all. I'm like, you bastard.
Oh.
I need some more of them cream stick things.
Oh, the Snoogles?
Yeah.
All right. Yep.
Those.
Yeah, we took those over for dessert. The one trip out there, it's like, yep.
For Daytona.
Yep.
I think we're gonna do our.
Yep.
I think we're gonna do our end of summer thing in August at some point. We'll have another party.
Try to give me a couple weeks heads up so I make sure we ain't got plans that week.
I gave you a couple weeks heads up for the.
Well, we already had Memorial Day. We always got shit Memorial Day. That's what sucks. We had 3 fucking parties to get to, and went to the zoo.
That's all right. I ruined my own party.
Did you?
I did.
Oh, do we even want to know? Is it PG or can you PG it?
Well, George was there, and he can understand my anger over it.
Yeah, it was. It was controversial to like a whole other level, and I was even like, "What?" I have to. It was just one of those things where I was. Bruiser literally was like, "What in the hell?" And I was even sitting there going, "How the hell?" And I was like, "Never mind."
So we were. But the subject of the Uvalde, because it had just been the week before, had been the Uvalde shooting.
Right.
Yeah.
Which we started off with the show here and talking about that.
But
and how it could lead to sporting events and the copycat stuff.
And we were talking about it, and I said I would just like common sense gun control. I'm not a gun person. I never have been. I've owned a couple. They're not my thing, right? I get that there are plenty of people who like to go competitive shooting and hunting and all that stuff. Great, fine, have at it, have fun. It is your right to do that as an American. However, there is no reason that an 18-year-old should be able to walk into, good night, son. Good night, Dad. What? No. There's no reason that an 18-year-old should be able to walk into a gun store and buy an AR-15 and large round magazines and then 5 hours later go shoot somebody. Like, it's just not. Now I realize that the guy who did the hospital shooting was not 18, but he literally bought that AR-15 5 hours before the shooting.
So you're saying like a more thorough background check, more or less.
More thorough, a waiting period, like just common sense, right?
Yeah.
My buddy Steve, who was at the party, made the comment, well, that's what the Germans started doing in the 30s, and nobody was there to fight back. And I turned around and I looked at him and I said, fuck you, you can go fuck yourself with that comment.
Wow.
And George goes, "Oh,
Because I was gonna say, well,
Zolberg,
I was like, what left field did he come from? Because I was like, and then Bruiser just got on him, and I'm going, well, thank God, because I'd like to know where the hell he was.
everybody left shortly after that. It wasn't long. It was probably about a half hour. Everybody,
throw
I
Zolt's
ruined,
comment up.
huh?
Him told George to throw Zolt's comment up there. He says it should be harder to buy a gun than it is to buy a car.
I agree entirely, 100%. But like, it's it was one of those things that comment just pissed me off so bad.
And
Like,
normally it doesn't take a lot to get you fired up, though, I would think. I mean, you know what I mean?
But it was just like, it just resonated as a stupid damn comment, because I had to shake my head real quick and go, what? What left field did that come up? I'm like,
there are few things that piss me off more than trying to compare things to the way that the Nazi Party systemically installed a dictatorship in Germany in the 30s. Like, that was evil on a whole other level. To equate wanting common sense gun control to Nazism is one of those things that's just idiotic. And it's like,
yeah, it was strange.
George, you've been to my house, George. What color wreath do I have hanging above the one closet in the entry hall? Do you remember what it is? What month is it, by the way?
I don't remember. It's June.
Oh, so it's a rainbow.
We have a pride wreath hanging in the entry hall, right? It hangs there all year. In June, we hang our pride flag out front. Of my friends, I am probably the more liberal one. And that's fine. I don't have a problem with that. But don't come at me with some bullshit.
I can understand that.
Yeah, it was very, very disruptive.
It was.
I told him, I said the AEW pay-per-view was worse.
Oh God, was it awful? God, was it bad. George, that thing did not go off the air until 12:40.
I was going to say, I believe I left at 11.
Home.
I text messaged you. I was back home by midnight.
You were home.
And it still wasn't over.
You were home. The main event hadn't even gone out to the ring.
Wow.
Oh, you mean the now pointless main event since somebody got injured?
Well, they're going to do the interim title thing, which is fine. But you got home and texted, "Hey, we made it home," and the main event got into the ring at like 12:10.
Wow. And that was Punk versus
Hangman.
I was kind of disappointed with the pay-per-view last night.
Really? I didn't think it was that bad.
I was going to say,
I missed the first match, but I didn't care for the Madcap Corbin shit.
That was okay.
But I mean, I get why they couldn't do what they could with Cody and his issue, but
you see his chest? Oh my God!
Dude, I about died when I seen fucking Seth take off that fucking robe and he had the goddamn Dusty Rhodes gear on.
I'm like, tight. Oh, that was awesome.
I'm like, you son of a bitch! I go, that's fucking great.
Oh, that's oh wow. I was gonna say, I saw a few picture posts. I wish somebody would have posted that. That's wow.
He came out, took the robe off, and had long tights on, and they were just the big old polka dots.
Wow.
I wish somebody would. There was a brief time. I want to say Dusty did a couple of tags with Hogan when he was there. Dusty wore a red outfit with yellow polka dots.
I've never seen that. Did
had-
Reigns fight last night or what?
No, Reigns wasn't there. The main event was Cody and Seth.
I was kind of surprised. I didn't know if it went on beforehand or something. And I just
Here's
missed
the
it.
best thing that they did. They had one Hell in a Cell match. One.
Not 7.
They didn't have a women's match and then a tag match, and then they had one. They had the best feud in the blow-off match. It's fine. I think the best match of the night was the women's triple threat, though.
That's what I heard. That was the opening match, wasn't it?
This is the opening match. I tell you what, man. Asuka booted that bitch in the head at one point. I felt bad for Bianca. She flubbed something, and if you're not watching for it or know what you're looking for, you wouldn't know she flubbed it. But she flubbed it, and it was no. Asuka came back with a kick. And it was like, "Hey, watch it," and booted her. And I was like, "Oh."
Yeah, 'cause that was what, them two and Becky, right?
Yeah, it was Asuka, Becky, and Bianca.
And
It was
Bianca.
good.
I was gonna say there aren't too many that are. I mean, as far as the women's division, it's getting weaker over there. That's not good.
It's, you gotta. There's a couple of girls in NXT that look like they could be something.
Well, the problem is they keep changing people's gimmicks and people's names. That's the problem.
Hunter did it right they'd sign a guy and they would reach an agreement to use that person's name because they've already made an established following on the indies and worldwide before they ever get there.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody gave. If you called Samoa Joe, Polynesian Paul instead, nobody's going to give a fuck that that's Samoa Joe. We all know that that's Samoa Joe.
Exactly.
The one
Like
that
Walter is Gunther or something.
is Gunther. Yeah.
And then what's LA Knight? I heard they changed LA Knight's name now too.
Max something, and he's a male model.
Oh, jeez.
And then there's
like the male model thing worked so well for Fandango and what's his name?
Oh, Tyler Breeze.
Tyler, yeah. Oh yeah.
I thought you were gonna say Rick Martel, and then I was gonna have to fight you.
No. Rick was that was a whole other thing.
I do love the whole Kevin Owens and Elias and Ezekiel thing though. That is shit. How Kevin gets so pissed off about it is fucking great.
Those two beat the shit out of each other last night.
Those two are good. Those two are very, very good.
I tell you what, for what the WWE lacks in depth as far as storylines and compelling, wanting to get you to suspend that disbelief, right? The boys have made up for it. And, like, we're just going to go out and hit each other now. Like, fuck it.
Right.
They've gotten ridiculously stiff.
Well, that's how I told you. I could watch Aleister Black and Murphy go at it again and again, just like Elias and Owens can. I'll take those all day. I will take those matches all day.
I like the whole Edge angle too with Styles. That's a good grouping for those two.
They're going to add more people to that. I think that's going to be fun. I think it's going to be a 4-on-4. I think they're going to work to a War Games. That'll be sweet.
That'll be awesome.
The question is who's going to be that fourth one? Because I keep hearing, Ciampa. I hear Balor.
Well, Balor's with AJ.
Right. Well, they're saying he could turn on him and then use his demon gimmick with Edge's
I think
group.
you're going to get Nakamura.
That'd be a wild card. I don't think anybody's talked about yet.
I don't know. We'll see. There's a real chance with the way Stephanie has exited stepped away. Yeah.
Yeah.
And with Triple H gone, I said this a while ago. I wouldn't be entirely surprised if Hunter got a hold of Billy Corrigan and bought into the NWA.
You got Aldous over there.
You got Aldous. You've got talent to do stuff, and I can see with a guy of Hunter's, with Billy Corrigan's ambition and Hunter's wrestling knowledge, I think that they could do something with that where it would go places.
You might be onto something with that.
I was going to say, Hunter's still listed though as the EVP though.
Hunter is on leave as well though for health issues because of his heart attack.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And Steph left to hang out with Hunter and the kids. There's rumor going around that she was forced out by Nick Khan. But we'll see.
I was just trying to see if there was anything else on that about.
Well, the problem is Hunter had such a good thing going, and then Vince steps in and just shits on everything.
Well, I mean, the old man definitely isn't gonna.
Absolutely, 100%. That would be my kid.
That's why I had to. I just saw it pop up. I'm like, fuck it, I got to share it before I lose it.
Yep, that would be my kid. 100%. He would. He got mad. Somebody called his sister ugly the other day. And he got all
damn.
He goes, "You don't call my sister ugly." I was like, "All right, kid."
Get him.
All right, let me kill this off here.
That's all right. We'll go off the air. I got a story to tell you.
Yep.